hopefully everything's working. And for the first actually streamed time which will save this season, we are back for EXFL Tier 1 Season 13 in round 3 at, of course, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, at the lovely circuit of the Jeddah Corniche. And last time out in Bahrain was streamed, but the race stream didn't save, thanks Twitch. But just as a quick rundown, it was run won by JJ, reigning champion. Same old Robin had a great qualifying actually. Got pole by a fairly large margin. Could be a new contender for a championship fight. We also have a fairly larger grid this time, 15, more than last week. I think we had 12. Also have Enric making his return. He did some races last season. Didn't have as much pace, but hopefully I think he's Swiss. Well, I mean, it's one way to check, but I wouldn't know. As Stelios, it's the first time aboard a 27.5, so already the times are looking awfully quick. I think pole last time in Tier 2 was a 27.4, I think. So we're basically already there with Stelios. Let's see what Endrick's lap times are comparing. I want to just check 32.2, 28.3, 32.4, 28.3. So Stelios is 2 times up on Endrick right now. Former Tier 2 rivals as Robin is starting a main push lap now, I believe. On his outlap, after a set 2 outlaps, I believe, has Enric to the line. What is he going to do? As he runs out the ERS to the line, a 27.8. That is him. And F1 Union joins. There he is. Late. Tut. Not what you'd expect. Hopefully, Will, the other host. Oh, it's a bit wide from Robin. There's his lap gone. It's like Adam. I think he raced round 1, but the reigning Tier 2 champion. First time in Tier... Well, second time in Tier 1. First time for me commentating. So, second time. Sam too, he's back. I think he was with... I don't know if he raced round 1. He wasn't here until last week. We also have Chris making his EXFL debut in the gorgeous looking Alpine. Quite the lineup with Chris and Osama bin Logan as teammates, as Adam also sets a 140s. And Robin 8 seconds up on his lap. And else in their laps, Red has just started his. Sam is still up on his lap. There's a Ferrari just finishing his. That's probably Samuel Drake Lee. He's trying to board the Ferrari. He's saved a fair bit of ERS to the line. Does run out very quick. As what will the Ferrari do? A 26.7. As he goes on top by almost a whole second to Stelios. It's a pretty good lap from the finance. Sam goes with a 27.9. There's probably time in that for him. We have Red's invalid. Chris has just started his lap. That's right on board of Chris. The first time in his in EXFL career qualifying. Well, his first qualifying in his EXFL career. That's what I meant to say. Let's take second one. All flat. Little bit of a break and harsh turn in. Oh, front end didn't want to bite. More or less running low wings. 32.2, I believe that is fairly good. Someone pops up just ahead there, I think. Nope. I think no. This looks like the order got reshuffled a bit. Let's just check on Chris's lap. And here's Adam as well. Let's see if he comes to the final. He has damage actually, so I don't think he'll be finishing his lap. You can see there is a bit of front wing missing, but he still finishes his lap. 28.6 with wing damage is actually pretty competitive. Let's ride back on board with Chris. Let's compare those second times. 31.9, 20.08. That was a very good lap from Chris right now. If he gets his final corner nailed, and as IRL shows that people can't lose really good laps at that final corner. As Chris up to the line, what's it going to be for him? 27.4. Actually loses a lot of time there, I think. Oh, I just got the second times wrong. Red, he's on a new flying lap. DNF, oh, didn't even notice. JJ stomps in a 26.4. rapid as always. Oh, right, here's Red. I think he's the only one on a lap right now. Of course, last season he DNF'd at turn 3 here. So, hopefully he doesn't want to remake that. Now, what's he going to do in Sector 1? Usually you look for like 1 minute 7, I think was what Sam said. 1:4 were looking good. Obviously, well, JJ has a new benchmark for that. I can't tell where it was. What his time combined would be. Let's just look what Red does. He has a bit of ERS. He probably will try and chuck into none or something into this final corner. Keeps it in medium, so he saves a bit more battery. Gets up to 27%. A good batch of ERS to use up to the line. What's it going to be for the Frenchman? It's in the 27, so it's 27.3. So a bit far off Sam and JJ, but still P3 right now nonetheless. I think Jaden is, well, on his outlap in the Chrome McLaren. He's gone back to the old roots. Hasn't run that Chrome one in a long time, but the Chrome in the shining lights of Saudi Arabia just looks sublime. Voicer is also on a lap. I think he DNF'd early in Saudi Arabia. I think some little contact of drifting caused that, really. 32-1 in the first sector. It's a bit far off, but not really out of it right now. And if I choose to use the ERS here, which is a bit weird, but nonetheless, very good turn chicane. There's too many corners to count. No, he doesn't use ERS on this straight. Kind of saves it all for that final little curve straight for the line. Very good turn in there. It's apex nicely. It is very easy to just overshoot that corner, carry too much speed, and uses all his ERS by the time he even gets to the final corner. Running boards the Ferrari still hitting 203 miles an hour, or 400 miles an hour, as we get the final. Just the apex bit, but uses gets a bit more rotation in the final corner. The fact that the thing that's drifting on a spin. What's Voizer going to do? It's a 27.4. Great lap from the Ferraris. Looking very competitive for the Scuderia. As Logan's also on a lap, he's going to be starting his. Jane has just started his face flyer. Let's just ride aboard with the McLaren. In Lando Norris's helmet as well. Looked very good in Sector 1, the off-board. Let's ride back on board for the time. So 32.2, that's very competitive right now. He almost got pole last time out. Pole last season was a 26.4. A lot more slower than how Voizer took that. Definitely more cautious. But it is Jaden's real banker lap. Yeah, he also chooses not to use much ERS there, but has much more to use. There's no bearing it all up until the very sharp hairpin at the final corner. Probably the best place to overtake on the lap, as you have 2 DRS streaks to kind of help you just before. It's a bit deep, still gets a rotation. Hits the wall on the outside as well. Very Max Verstappen-esque. And F1 Union to the line. It's still just off the 26s, but a 27.2. Got him just ahead of his arch nemesis, Red Fire Tiger. And just ahead of Woizo too. He also on lap. Enric's on lap. He's got 2/7 in his run. And see, he also has fairly the same amount of batteries as F1 Union. He chooses to use it a bit later. And use it now. Let's see if the Mercedes can find time. His teammate up in P5 at the moment. Still a good qualifier from Enric, because there's a solid little gap from 5th till 10th, really. All of them who have a very good chance of getting up to P5. And Logan also went to P9. I didn't quite notice that. Enric's found another 10th in the second sector. He goes P7. 27.4. Exactly the same time as Woizo. Now, of course, Woizo's in the lap first. That means he has. And Frankie. That's right on board with the Aston Martin. A little Frank the Tank. As he, that's a very good T1. Cuts the inside curve in T1 very nicely. And just gets a good sharp rotation. Very close to the inside wall there. Just cutting it very close. As a whole. Let's see how he chooses. Oh, it's the KO of death. And he's in the wall. Is he still? He is still alive. Ooh, and there's, I think that's drifting. Nico's probably just having his food, so no coverage there. Robin also went to P2. I think he's on a lap again. Or he's either just trying to push to get back in. I didn't even notice Robin get up there. He's JJ's also right behind him. These two are pushing. These two might be on laps, but I'll ride aboard them nonetheless, just to see. Frankie's also doing his, but he's a bit further back. Here's Robin then. Let's just see it. Doesn't actually show the deltas, but looking at the times, it definitely seems like they're on a fast lap. There's Robin very drifting out the final corner. Drifting out the final corner. He does choose to come in. So they were very eager, but JJ didn't. And JJ goes 2 times up, almost into the 25. So it's a very good lap for the main champion. Red's also on his, probably his final lap as he hits the inside wall there. It's probably going to cost him a lot of time. On board of Frankie again. Frankie chooses to come in. He chooses to opt out and get a fresh boot of tyres when the track is most grippy at the very end. Danny is on a lap. I think he got P6 last time. P4 actually. No, P5 actually. Just couldn't catch Sam at the very end. Let's just ride aboard the Red Bull. Very close. All these drivers cutting it. It's extremely close to the inside wall. Of course, one little kink and it ruins your entire day. Still need to sort out those camera settings. That shall be for next week. Try and get some specific camera settings for each car. Oh, master. Ooh, that's one of Stelios' buddies, but nope, he's gone immediately. It's drifting. Oh, drifting! Jesus Christ. That was a very close encounter with death itself. Chris is also on a lap. He's 1 tenth up into the final corner for the Alpine. Let's see what he can do in the pink and blue outfit. Very squirmy in the final corner. As he chooses to come in as well. He also wants a fresh boot of tyres. But Danny 1-0. That's very good in those middle sectors. Let's just see. He has used basically all his ERS, so there's nothing to use in this final corner. Let's just see how much time that would cost him. He has 60% to use. And it's still got enough. He will just about have enough coming across the line of 26.7. 2 milliseconds ahead of Sam. So there's extremely close time gaps everywhere you look. Adam's 2 times up. Only 2 times up with a lap of wing damage, which is a bit scary, but he pushes up. Probably got it later on in this lap. Yeah, pushing on the tier 2 champion. Of a tier. Very good. 8 tenths now. Now he's looking to be 27.6, 27.7. Maybe more, because he did obviously have no front wing for this final sector. Here's Adam on his probably his final run. What's it going to be for the tier 2 champion? Coming across the line, using all the battery, of course. What's it going to be for Haas? 27.6 just keeps him outside the top 10. So let's keep in the top 10 for now. Let's see, Danny's on his in lap. He'll be a rush to get him back in the pits though. I think he's out of fuel, that's why, yeah. You're looking weird. So everyone is now on their out laps. Let's see who's first. Is that Robin, possibly? Robin's there though, so he's there. No, so it'll be Samuel Wrigley. He'll be the first to say flyer. The Sam, then Robin, then Stelios, then who's that? Is that Sam? It is Sam. And then we go to the Alpine of Chris. And then we go to Frankie. That's the order. Danny retired, so that means he didn't have enough time. But right then, starting these final laps. Here's Sam. Let's turn telemetry off. Here we go. Sam Wrigley on his final lap of the day. Gets that second corner. So good. Just has a bit of a squirm in the exit though. Sacrifice turn 2 for the exit. Sacrifice the entry for the exit. Overshoots turn 3 slightly. Just rides the curb. Manages to keep the speed. Pushing like hell in the Ferrari. What's the sector 1 split going to be? Rides the curb a bit, and that's probably invalid. That's his lap gone. Looks like a Robin, how he takes the second sector. Gets that curb nicely. Gets that inside wall perfectly. So almost clips it. He does skateboard across the second, the large curb, sausage curb. Didn't call it such good, but he's just about up. Not enough to tackle JJ's lap, of course, but he is still purple sector 1. Let's check on everyone else then. It was Chris who's also on his lap. There was Woizu who's also Sammy's lost 4 times still. Robin still on his lap. Let's just run on board with Robin for the end of this sector. What's the Aston Martin going to do here? Shucks, he's still minutely up, but he definitely has time in his lap. Barely going to get into the 4s maybe at this time. But let's just see. He uses all his battery. We'll just about have enough at the end. Breaks just after, I think that's the 100-meter board. Hits the inside wall, costs a bit of time. Does hit the outside wall as well, and he chooses just to back off. That is Robin out to the pole contention. Jaden's up by 3 times. He'll just again the 26s. Red, let's look at his timing split. Stelios up to P5. That's what I was trying to find. Great lap from him. He always has something in him in EXFL. Red's 5 temps up. Jaden's 3 temps up. That is, it stands in Merc would just be. Oh no, the Red's out. It's invalid. Jaden's still got 1 temp up. Robin and Danny and Sam have both retired. Robin can't improve. So it's just between. Well, Jaden had a chance to go up to P2 unchallenged. Let's look at Woizu though. Up to the line. He did a great first lap to put himself P5 as it stood. And what will he do? I think it's Chris just behind him. Chris couldn't improve. He goes P10. There's Logan just behind him. Woizu barely found time. Logan up to P6 just behind Stelios. A great lap from him nonetheless. Jaden's line. He goes 5th. Just into the 27s. Enric, what's he going to do? He's minutely up. He goes P8. Great laps from all those tier 2 drivers. Or former tier 2 drivers. Nick does get a lap in the board. He does a 27.8. Drifting around the final corner. He is 6 times up, but he'll barely keep into the 30s. What's it going to be for the 4th and 3 host race man? 28.0. The lights got ever darker for the man. I believe that was quality. JJ taking a commanding pole position. There you are. 3 tenths to Robin, Danny, Sam, then Jaden. Stelios in P6, Logan in P7, Enric P8, Red in P9. Not as good qualifying as he hoped. Woizu P10, Chris P11. I would have expected more. And in P12, Nico P13, Sam P14. Not as good of a qualifying for Sam. He usually has much better qualities. Drifting last. Frankie didn't get a set a lap in the end as well, so he'll be doing a last question mark challenge. So that is the qualifying order, and now we just await for strategies and stuff to be done in the race. Right there, let's have a quick look at. I think it was a mostly a random run stop. All 3 tire compliments are shown now, albeit just 1 of each, and then all of them on mediums. So I believe it'll be. Everything spun before the line. That's 14-1. That's odd. As the Alpines there, something happened. Well, I'll just continue on the strategies. There's the suggested strategies. A lot of people probably chose the harder compound. And it is a race. Medium soft 2-stop can work. Which I don't think some people did do the 2-stop last season, but I think the 1-stop is the quicker. And is probably going to be the way. I think lap 11, lap 12, possibly. Last race it was between Jaden and Frankie, I think. About the win. And I think it was Jaden on older mediums than this is Frankie on fresh. No, Jaden older hards is Frankie on quicker hards, but Frankie's going to be doing the opposite of what he did last season, starting on hards. As we now just await for all cars to just get back into their grid spots. JJ around the final corner. We shall be starting very soon. The grid's very much punched up. There's I think that's Chris all the way, not even started the final sector yet. That's definitely something. There should be a rule for that. Danny goes extra wide. Everyone going extra wide in this final corner. Jaden still has most of the helmet. Both Alpines just at the back as well. Drifting's just good. And so, JJ's missed his pit box. So that's definitely something that's going to play in the hands of Robin. The always perfect has got something wrong. Right then, let's wait for the lights. As everyone is just lining up. As there we are. Right then, 3, 4 and 5 red lights. And we're racing again. It's a very long hold in lights. Just going to wait and see who gets a better launch. JJ gets a very good launch. Robin doesn't get a good start. Danny's challenging him down the outside. Robin, bit of contact. That's Sam spinning in the back. Danny has to cut the chicane. So is Jaden. I think there's a lot of cars at the back of the Mercedes spinning off. So I think that's Red. Lowering up to P5. Stelios there too. Very much off cards to start. Side by side back there's Nick just getting ahead of, I think that's Sam. And then just at the back there's a bit of wheel to wheel back there too. I think that's there's a lot of carnage. As my TV now goes black. Anyway, we're back. Enric's fallen down to P15. Drifting in last. Sam battling away with I think it's Adam as well. Yep. Sam has had a horrible start. Logan got caught up in that too. He's down to P12. And Frankie all the way up to 9th from 16th on the hard compound putt. Yeah, that has helped him extremely well. Chris up to P5. He's made a lot of gains. Robin just about kept ahead of Danny. That might get investigated at the end of the race. Very Verstappen Piastri-esque. JJ as a ready cut out to the second gap. Just about. Maybe Robin will just keep it in. Any more barrels just the back. Nico is under pressure from Sam. Time entry enabled. There we go. As we start the first lap of 25 of the evening, JJ is in the lead. Use up a lot more power than Robin there just to try and get him out of that DRS. Robin does hold on, and we start the second lap now. Let's see if Nico is Sam close enough to his target. He has got the slipstream. He has got a bit more straight on seat. He doesn't decide to go down the inside. As go down. How much more is? I think that's Adam almost getting Enric. He will try to switch back possibly. He doesn't get the car rotated enough to try it, but Enric just holds on. He's drifting just behind the side there. As Adam trying to go around the outside to turn through. That's risky. There's a bit of contact there. Both of them go side by side through the S's. This is going to be amazing battling. Adam can try around the outside. He has made that move. That is extraordinary from the West Bromwich man. As a Haas swoops around the outside of the Mercedes in sector 1. That is not a move you'll see all day, and you probably won't see that move for the entire season. I think probably one of the moves of the season already wrapped up for Adam right there. Beautiful move. I think that's a little movement back there. Almost thought someone caught him. As now we head up into the first DRS zone of the entire race. You don't get DRS in that one, obviously. And we have Robin with much more DRS than JJ. We use a lot to try and get Robin at that DRS. And Robin Just keep on his heels there as Nick gets double overtaken by Sam and Frankie, swooping in from P7 all the way down to P9. As now Sam doesn't have DRS, so Frankie might be helping out. Is that going to be a change to the lead up ahead? Possibly. Robin are going to try down the outside. I think he will just try to switch back, possibly. When he get the rotation, JJ plants the car very well. He doesn't get enough of a rotation and enough space to try anything, as he just swoops back and he holds firm. Frankie did get ahead of Sam. Nick's fallen down to P10 now. Now McLaren's definitely struggling, possibly in straight line speed, because he is just being swarmed left, right and centre right now. As Red down to P11, Logan's still P12. Let's now have a look at the position changes after lap 3. Yeah, Frankie made 9 places up already. Sam lost 9 places. It's a little switcheroo there. Drifting's in the box very early on. Sam made up 6 places. He's also had a great start. Logan down 5. Enric down 77. He's last now. Not 17. He would be... he started first. He wouldn't even lose 17. Yeah, now we head back to... let's get penalties on. Let's get back to the final couple of corners. I think this is turn 22, I think. I'll get a track map up very soon. But all top 5 in a DRS trend. Stelios still a DRS as well. He just actually loses DRS, saying that. But Robin decides to stay behind. Chris probably looking to get an overtake on the Sauber soon. As now we go to turn 1. Is Robin close enough to continue this battle? We'll hide the telemetry for a second. JD using all DRS. Robin has much more to use. Will he try to make a lunge? He doesn't have track. Oh, there's a safety car, is it? Is that a safety car or a caution? What's happened? We've got a caution, but I don't see anything. Henrik lost his wing. No any chance? Let's just see if it changes his front wing. Nope. He's just done that. But that was a full safety car too. What? What's happened? Ah, there's the culprit. Drifting has lost his front wing somewhere, and that has probably brought a safety car. And you couldn't even get one in tier 2 for 3 crashes. Ah, sublime. And suboptimal for Frankie too. After such a great start, he's up to P7 already, and he's P7. But now he's probably going to lose a lot more. The strategy is now screw him over. I don't know what the strategy is going to be like now. So maybe they do hard to the end, maybe hard medium. I think Frankie is probably forced to stay out. Only 4 laps old and those hard, so it won't really hurt him. Does give him a chance to get rid of that low fuel. But yeah, so with Danny, he also chose to underfuel. Now let's just see who chooses to come in and what could be the strategies. As JJ does pit. He does, I think he crossed the white line there too. That's what's the word? That's scary. That is an Aston Martin 1-2. Could play an excellent team game here actually. Voizer stays out. Red stays out. JJ falls to P7, P8. I think Adam stays out. Yeah, so top 5. Well, top 5 is now double Astons, Ferrari, Merc and Haas. JJ comes out P6 on a fresh pair of hards. Same with Danny in F1 Union. Stelios also on hards, which also helped him because he just lost DRS. Then Chris P10. He's still behind the Sauber. I think that came at the worst timing for Chris too, because he was just about to make an overtake on Stelios. Sam P11, who I assume probably had an issue with drifting. Also just noticed it's Osama bin Logan's home Grand Prix. I'm surprised I didn't mention that earlier. It is the first race at his home town. It hasn't gone well for his home fans. I hope Al Qaeda isn't. I hope the Al Qaeda isn't too unhappy with them. The Al Qaeda, the new name for the Alpines. P10 and P14 for the Al Qaeda. Off we go. That's a very slow safety car. 30 miles an hour almost there for Robin. He is parking the bus like it's prime Chelsea. Jose Mourinho would be proud. Let's just see when Robin goes. Still hasn't gone. Holding it until the very end. I think he's gone now. There goes the Aston Martin, and he's got Sat Woizo right on his heels. This is really important for Woizo to stay ahead of Frankie to stay ahead of Woizo. He goes to the inside. Will Woizo try and get around the outside? He goes down the inside as the Ferrari. And I think that's Danny trying to be challenged to win, net race lead. And Frankie racing hard. I think Adam's still ahead. And Woizo swoops into P2. Through goes the Ferrari. He will just about get ahead of Frankie. Frankie runs into the back of Woizo. And Danny almost got the move on JJ, but he will have to just stay behind Adam right now on those old mediums, I think. Yeah, but it's Adam. And Red go on to the old curb. And oh, it's horrible for Danny. He just has to park it there as Adam, who's all his spots down P11. That is great start. Now back to where he was, and probably a pit stop off. Really, that's not what he wants to see. Now Frankie still has the same job in his hands. Just trying to help us. Sam's gone for a spin. Sam's in the wall. He's just about kept his wheel. I wish I could make a IRL counter to that, but I can't think of one. I want to say Yuki Tsunoda crashed there. Maybe Perez, someone. I remember someone pinning it like that. But well, as Adam's now almost being able to re-overtake Nico, but just about stays there. Frankie's actually got past Woizo again. I don't know where or how that happens, but nonetheless, Robin has gained a 2-second gap on the older mediums, and now I think Robin actually has a great strategy now, because he's got Frankie. As he's shown, he is definitely putting the gloves on and stick him up against anyone who tries to help to chase down his teammate. And then JJ will probably have to stop again. It will be a great race that any of these three can make at the end. But Robin, he's got track position. He'll have fresher tyres at the end. And we'll have to make another stop. So I think this race now turns into the hands of the Aston Martins. We'll see. Would actually be quite helpful if Robin won to help his championship, and he would need quite a lot, not to kind of ride it on JJ, but Robin, well, it would be nice to see someone challenge JJ fully. Then, since the second half of last season, really, JJ's been kind of unmatched for the championship. It started looked like Frankie was in it, but then went to JJ at the end, and F1 Union. As we have Samuel leave and get past Red. So Red also just dropping like a stone. Seems like only Robin hasn't really felt the effects of tyre wear right now. Yeah, a bit slow between him and Frankie, but the older hards races quicker. There was another yellow flag. That's Nick. He's hit the wall. I think he's kept most of his wing, unlike drifting, so he's stayed in the race for now. 13th, and Sam is, well, 30 seconds off him, so still no gains there. Frankie, he will have JD blitzing his ERS, and he won't have enough space. F1 Union's now challenging Woizo too. Then the inside goes the McLaren versus the Ferrari. Seen this very much before as Woizo very shoves Jaden wide. As Jaden gets overtaken by Chris too. Out of nowhere, through goes Chris Mack. And away goes Chris Mack. He's gone and binned it. Chris and rear brake locking never gets old. Match made in heaven as Chris goes for another little spinneroo. Might have been tagged by Woizo, but well, obviously I was running on board Chris. So it looked like an average case of rear locking, but could be a culprit. Same thing happened to me in an Alpine festival, so PTSD. And now we see Frankie versus JJ. How will Frankie play this? How aggressive will Frankie try this against JJ? Obviously it is very hard to defend 2 DRS zones in a row, but I think JJ isn't close enough to make it here. He will try it. Well, he has 3 DRS zones, so he's take his chance. It's a matter of how much will Frankie try and hold him off for his teammate. JJ only 2 laps behind. He could play a bit like Charles Leclerc. Let him have the DRS and then go for it. JJ will take the position for P2. I think Royce has also dropped down to P8 without DRS. Oh, Frankie with a big slide. He's just let Danny pass, so he definitely is, well, comfortable with Robin getting away. Well, Robin being caught. As now, basically back into his second. Now the tides very much changed. The stock has fallen for Aston Martin. As F1 Union and Chris Mack having a little battle. Chris just about stays. He hasn't actually lost much time from that little issue last lap. He actually, well, stays where he was. P6. As, well, yeah, he had a Ferrari ahead of him before, and now he has another Ferrari ahead of him just after. So Sam Rodriguez just kind of swooped in, got himself P5. Ooh, I just realised Danny's P3. Which would be amazing to finally get an interview with the man. It has been waiting for one since, I want to say, very early in last season. Yeah, interviews are quite a coveted thing, of course. Not really. It's just ironic I never had one. But Logan versus Adam, 2 former Tier 2 champions. Adam doesn't really fight it. Obviously DRS being that powerful. I think Logan gets a double dose. Is he going to double dip in the DRS? He won't be double dipping. Adam will snatch the rest of the DRS. As we... Oh, here we go. Up into Tier 1. JJ 2 set. Oh. As Robin decides, I'm not going to take that. I'm just going to go in the pits. Gets it slowed down. JJ from Danny. That is your new running. Frankie still in P3. I don't know how well this helps Frankie now. Because everyone probably has one stop to make. And Frankie's basically just got the same race, but 4 lap older hards. So, it's interesting. He will get the undercut on JJ and Danny. But an undercut is quite powerful at Jeddah. But it's just a question of, like, how bad will the times be at the end. Because it's very easy to overtake Jeddah. Probably one of the easier tracks to overtake. Because you basically have an entire, well, probably the longest part of the lap is just DRS zones. Because starting from here, you basically have one little fast left-right, and then a hairpin. So, yeah, ERS management is a key. DRS is very powerful because low wings as well. Just got to command that, and then you've got another bit of DRS. So there's a yellow flag. That is Sam going for a little spinneroo in the back. He keeps out of the wall, does he? He does keep it at the wall. He's close to get to Nico. I think he's probably had a change in wing, and pit. Let's look at Danny, because he didn't actually. He's still under in his fuel, despite having a literal safety car to help him. Frankie's back, but Danny's still down in his fuel. What lag? Just they could have overshot there, but just lag. As I think Sam just about stays ahead of Chris. I don't know. They actually catch that battle, but just stays ahead. Here's Logan. We also got past Red, so more Al-Qaeda action. I just kind of missed it all. My head will be chopped off by tomorrow morning. Sam's now lost 15 seconds. Nico. I don't know if the time just updated itself, but I don't know. Frankie's now lost over a second to the leaders. Danny definitely doing very well to keep up and still challenge the win. Looking like a 2-horse race right now. Maybe it still could fall back into Robin at the end. He's now P10. He got a good bit of fresh air too, or cleaner is the official racing term. He has 4 seconds to Red, then he'll have an extra second to Logan. But it will give him DRS, so he will, whatever he loses in the dirty air will probably be made back up in the cleaner. As we also go right back. So there's a yellow flag somewhere. It's Sam. He's out, and there's a second safety car. I think. Is it a virtual or is it a full? Where's Sam crashed? He's crashed there. That's odd. But hey ho. It's a. I think it's a virtual. which has also really helped Danny and JJ. I keep getting them mixed up. Same old, same old. And that is horrifically hurt Robin. He will now. It's also really helped. He's still not bit. He's probably gone harder on the out. Yeah. Still hurts Frankie's race, and Esteban stock is keep falling. Keeps falling and falling. Oh, well, Robin come out in comparison. He might be able to get back the lead against JJ. Is he going to? He's not. He just comes out P3. But base. Oh, bit of. I think almost a bit of contact there with Robin and Danny. Does he have his wing? He still has his wing, but he has also got warmer tyres. JJ almost gets out of DRS and Danny, as Jane didn't opt to pit, which is also a question. Maybe Jane is going to try the big balls move and get to the end on those hards, but he's now got to keep 8 seconds ahead of JJ in that case, and I really don't think that's the play. Probably mediums later on, but we shall see. Frankie will probably be pitting soon as well. Assume that 15, maybe 16 if he can extend it. Sam is also there. I think Sam and Jane are doing the same. Yeah, they're doing the same strategy. And I feel like JJ and Danny were just at the right track position to get in, get out, just in time for the virtual to come in. Robin managed to get almost there, and he got back within DRS after a lap, and that's with the virtual safety car to help the leaders. So that just shows how strong the undercut really was. And now we just watch the leaders again. What's Danny going to do versus JJ? Is he going to keep behind, still help the fuel, or is he going to just try the overtake? He will just try and get the fuel going. In none. Just happy to let JJ just do his own thing in the dirty air. Or clean air, sorry. And Frankie, did he overtake him by Sam? I'm very confused what Jaden and Sam are doing in terms of strategy. Jaden's helmet has now reset, so he wasn't using Adam's. Adam. Why did you say Adam twice? Why didn't you say Adam twice? Say Adam and he DNFs. There's Adam gone. Rolling the white flag. Then we got Sam. Well, Sam went leading from. And I didn't get what Sam from Union's strategies were. And Voiser gets the first penalty of the day. Finally comes on lap 13 with Voiser. I think we got a first penalty in lap 3 or lap 4 last week at Bahrain. Maybe later, but I'm not sure. But yeah, came all the way lap 13. Oh, the Voiser would lose his points as it stands. Keep on the tabs and the leaders too. 6.9 the gap right now. So roughly gains 2 seconds between F1 Union and JJ. I seriously wonder how low did Danny go in his fuel? Because he had the virtual, he had an actual safety car, and he still hasn't got his fuel back. How low is Danny's fuel? That is bizarre. Well, that's just a glitch. Actually, while I'll just run on board the leaders. I want to just check his fuel. Oh, what the hell? You're on your phone 1 second and there's another safety car. Voiser's been it, which very suspiciously helps out his teammate in Sam. That just gives him a free pit stop to the end. They've got 11 runners. I don't know where he actually crashed too, which is Embarrassing of me to miss that, but whoopsie daisy. As Frankie finally gets a good safety car that actually helps him, in a way. As Jane also comes in, that's actually really helped these three. Chris didn't pit, he's staying out in P3 now. Let's just check on the old... Oh, 3 laps off. He pitted when these 3 pit, so now this is the... Well, now the main front 3, we're now the front 3. Surprised to even see Chris up here. I thought he was behind everyone, but now he's got up there somehow. Very good. Chris is still first race, so everything is... Well, not new, so he has won many championships in other leagues. But good face showing from the debutant. I don't know what the highest position in their first ever EXFL race actually is. I don't think anyone's ever won their first EXFL race. Now, I don't know how many people have had a podium in their first ever EXFL race. But if Chris could, probably a record or something. A 100% win rate in the EXFL would be something. I don't even know if Chris has done the EXFL before. This could probably be his like 3rd or 4th race, because he probably could have done races before. But I don't know. I'm just saying what I've seen. It's the way of the commentator. Now Nick is role-playing 2023 star of the season McLaren, being 38 seconds off at Jeddah. And Robin's now P10. He's now... what's actually happened to Robin? He's pit again. He's got off his other mediums to go back onto a new set of mediums, so just changed into a lispy man. So now Robin, well, he's on the same strategy as Sam, Frank and Union, but now he has... Oh, I just remember these 3 are on mediums too. They got mediums to the end, rather than 3 Apple hards to the end, so that tyre offset is almost the same. Not going to be as similar, but there's Stelios and Red now pitting, I think. No, just Red in the pits. We have Robin, who's now P9. I think, yes, he will be P9, obviously. So he has Logan and Stelios in the way to try and claw back into the main contenders. Everyone down from, say, 6th till 1st probably has a chance to win now. JJ, Danny and Chris have track position, and probably better tyres at the end of the race, depending on how bad the offset is in the tyre percentages. You know what? Let me hop on other people's streams to try and scout out tyre wear. I know Chris was streaming. Let me see. DHL F1 go. If Blood is watching, load up the damn tyre wear. He's just an AI. Who else is on? You know, JD streaming. Look at his tyre wear if he has it up. Oh, I just saw it. No, I think that's 16%. I think it was. Around 16% more hards, which is versus probably 2 to 3 lap old, 2 to 3% in mediums. Let's check F1 Union, see if his tyres are. It's basically 0%. Is safety car in this lap? No. Gives him more time to scout. Not much it. So damn tyre wear. Oh, safety car is in this lap. Yeah, so I'll turn that off, chuck that over. Full eyes on the grid. Get penalties up instead of tyres. Where's penalties? There it is. Right. So, JJ will lead us. Well, you can't see a single car on track, apart from maybe the safety car. And there they are. There's the lads. As JJ will get up into the line. Much quicker than Robin's safety car, at least. You'll choose to go much later. Just after the back. You'll probably just go at the line. All the grids there. 11 people in this running. As Nico is doing with the penalty. As JJ's gone, he's jumped everyone. Almost caught Danny Lackey. He did have a great reaction time. Chris goes to the inside of gets everyone. As Sam will try to go on the outside. Will he get it done? He will just get the inside line. Chris has to back out into the, well, over the curb. He will just about hold his car. He has to keep it straight, but he has to succeed the position at a massive stutter. He keeps P4 with Jaden. Jaden couldn't get the round on him after turn 2. Frankie has Robin now go down the inside into sector 1. That's a great move from Robin. Didn't really catch it, but you could just see it at the very end. It was a lovely little nip down the inside. As you know, he's cleared both the Logan and Stelios. So now he's basically top 7 and 5 for a win. As, let's just see how much Sam can catch. Sam could get his first win in a very long time if he gets this done. It just depends on the pace. Danny's been dropped by JJ. He finally gets his fuel down, and I saw the fuel flicker. So that means after 17 laps, 3 cautions, he's on, and a lot of DRSing, he's now just about got his fuel under. How low does a blood have to go to get air fuel? You've, I think 8 or 7 laps left. Well, 8 laps, going into 7 laps left. Now gets all his fuel. Okay. He does get back into DRS. He somehow has more than JJ too. So he probably had to use a bit more to get past. I think if I was JJ, I'd probably prefer to have Danny just behind with DRS. Play a Carlos Sainz type of race. Depending on well, after looking at the first stint, Danny wasn't really as motivated to get past. Maybe he, well, the emotions will change at the end of the race, obviously. The gap is just outside of a second now, so he's basically pushed flat out to the end. And let's just see if Sam could possibly catch. Chris still there, 4 attempts back. Those hards definitely still have pace on them. Definitely not as bad of an offset. As now we see both Aston Martins. There's a yellow flag in the back. I think that's nothing much. But I have no one's really. I think that's just the glitch, I think. Probably is. Let's watch on board the Aston Martins. Nothing really doing. Frankie will have DRS on Jaden, but you also have DRS to keep him safe. As Logan gets past Stelios now all the way down. I think he caused a little issue, I think. He'll stay in the points if he keeps 3 seconds to nick. But that's just depending on what he's doing right now. Could have an issue. I think he's an AI. Right back on board with the top guys. Frankie almost gets running the final corner on Jaden, but he just about stays ahead. Danny keeps DRS. JJ has nothing in the tank. So is keeping him and the win in close wraps. Sam is just lurking like a shark. Stelos has retired in the pits. Probably had something going on. Don't blame him. Very good race. Very good qualifying for Stelios though. There. We'll come to him eventually in the races. Logan was a bit wide into turn 3. Nick obviously can't get past the DDR. DDR is also what's probably helping the top 7 right now. Because barely none of them can get past each other. Let's look at the ERS. JJ has more than Danny. And now we have a bit of Aston Martin toggle. Toggle? Toggle's a word. Yeah. As Robin gets past Frankie. I assume there'd be more of a fight there, but I think Frankie just let the quicker driver. Okay, not to disrespect Frankie, but now what's happening? Aston Martins have switched again. So now there is something for toggle. As the Aston Martins have swapped positions. This is bizarre. I would say Robin had a legal overtake, but as Frankie lets him past again. Maybe I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, go back up to the line. JJ will run ahead of EOS. Robin, well, Danny, not Robin, will have enough EOS, but he won't challenge JJ for now. We'll have much more of a EOS advantage next lap though. Maybe then Danny will use it. We're still buying his time in P3, P4. Let's while we go into sector 1, quickly look at warnings. JJ clean. Danny probably clean as well. 1 warning. Sam 1 warning probably. Chris 1 warning. Jaden I'd assume 1 warning. Or 2. Like F1 Union's the only one who's treading lightly there. Some of the DRS gain has kind of swayed back in hands of JJ. So Danny is now back to chasing with lower EOS than JJ. But he has 5 attempts, so he'll be quite close for the entire run here. Whereas Sam can't do much more of their mediums. There's something similar was like this last race too, with Sam versus Danny. I think Danny had quick tires but he couldn't get past with DRS, but Danny still just buying his time. Because Chris almost goes on the inside of Sam, even. Maybe those mediums are starting to bite now, but I think it was more of a defensive look at the inside, as Jane is basically bum drafting the Northern Irishman. As both of them have nothing in the tank. Is Jane go down the inside? He won't go down the inside, he'll go to the outside, but he'll just back off. He has a bit of real unlocking himself. And he just can't get the exit and possibly get back to exit turn 2. He doesn't, so he holds position. Same with Danny and JJ. Oh! And oh, God. Just to make it worse, Robin has almost got past Jane, and he picks up the second 3-second penalty of the day. Third, actually. So there's 2 with penalties. Aston Martin still going at it. I don't know what the feelings are in the green team right now. Well, the racing green team. It's obviously sour. But, yeah, there's definitely something going on. Because these two have been at it quite a lot. Robin's got no EOS and a penalty now, so basically pointless to hold off his teammate. There was a bit of an issue at turn, what would that be, turn 8, I want to say? Danny's, well, it's not far enough, close enough to make that move. I feel like they are just deciding to just Singapore 2023 it, and just use the DRS to just keep him ahead from the guy with the quicker tyres. Let's look at Danny and JJ. Or Frankie and Danny. Robin. That's the one. Jesus, I keep getting the names wrong. As Robin did let his teammate past. As, oh, Jesus. Everyone getting a bit close for comfort there. As Chris is now starting to fall away from Sam. Who's definitely starting to, the top 3 are definitely starting to turn up the heat. Chris can't deal with it. As Jane, you get a bit of slide there on his mediums. So almost everyone ran into everyone at that corner. It was right where his Red has had a very quiet race. Almost getting a penalty there. Owen P9. If he pushes a bit more, he might be able to catch a Robin. Of course, DRS will help these 3. But now it's the 7 cars now turns into 3 with 3 laps left in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Right, JJ has a full battery to use. In Danny's 70%. Sam has none, basically none. He's 25% compared to 59 and 63. This is definitely a smart playing from the top 2 right now. As Chris still just can't get in the DRS. Oh, almost a big snap there for Jane. Frankie and Robin still staying there. Chris finally getting overtaken by Jane, I think. Jane just deciding to get ahead before the DRS point, I believe, so he will get DRS again. Chris very close to him behind, but he will just choose to back off. He will get DRS though. Jane didn't play it as well as he thought. He got Robin, or Frankie even, right there with him. As now we have Chris. Is he going to go for a cowabunga? He will not. He will just defend from Sam, or Frankie even, and Robin going very deep to defend from Finn out. Yeah, the leaders still staying the same. Nothing changing. This is probably really in Sam's race now, as he just hasn't got the strength and speed to attack them. Of course, he has the tyres, but the dirty air just cooks them, and very soon that advantage will probably sway back in hands of JJ and Danny. What the fucking hell? There we go. Almost went the entire race at Xbox kicking at the party, but hey ho. I wonder what the play is on strategy now, because obviously you have JJ there, Danny there, but what's going to be with on the final lap? Is Danny just going to stay where he is, or is he going to break the not teammate bond? But they've dropped Sam. Sam is finally Sam's win is probably now starting to fade because he's out of DRS. He might be losing his tyres. Let's just see after how it seems after this sector 1. He hasn't got any battery to fight the leaders too. So it looks like this race falls back into the hands of the two who've been probably racing for it all race. Obviously Robin was there at the start, but now Robin had a bad strategy. There's a yellow flag. That is, speak of the devil, Robin is round. He's had a spin. I think he's almost facing the wrong way, but he's into the wall. He has still got his entire wing, so and the two people with penalties, now P9 and P10. So the guy who was in a great position in lap 9-ish has now fallen down to P9. Well, Sam did have enough tyres to get back into the DRS of Danny. Now both of them still have the same amount of ERS. As we start, well, we're going through almost the final lap of the race. I do seriously wonder what Danny and JJ are going to do here. Is the are they going to stay in or stay in the same positions, or are they going to actually go for it? Sounds a bit annoyed, but not really annoyed. It's fun to see. It's a very fun race as a whole, as we now start lap 25 of 25. JJ versus Danny. Basically, Sam has been dropped, so we started at 7 after the safety car restart, and now we're at 2. The final 2 remain for the battle for the win. It's 21 versus 53% EOS. Who can gain more? Danny cuts the inside corner there. The inside gear, lucky not to get a pen. Frankie gets past Chris, does overshoot it. Chris will go around the outside of turn 2. Drag race up until turn 3. Depends who gets into the apex first. Chris ahead. Frankie backs out. Chris back up to P5. The LP hold station. As now we go right round into the first sector. Danny does hold on well. 6/10 of the gap to stay at. He has more EOS than JJ too. Be a great race. Whoever wins, it's definitely deserved. There's been a lot to overcome of many safety cars. Danny gets a bit of a slide, but he keeps gap around 5/10. And now, 2 DRS zones, and drag race to the line for Danny to try and challenge JJ for the win. Who's going to win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix? Will it be Danny? Will it be JJ? 4 attempts now. We'll go down to 3 attempts, I think, after this corner. Just depends who has more ERS. Danny does have more, but will he have enough gap? Will he have enough to win and get past JJ? Is it all? Yeah, JJ's ran out. JJ will stay ahead, and it might be a drag race to the line, but I think it will just be JJ to hang on, and he will win again in Saudi Arabia. Danny just can't get it at the line. There we go. Sam holds P3, Jaden gets P4, Chris just holds on to Frankie in P6, Red P7, Logan will come home P8, Red with a good comeback drive after the lap 1. Robin spins again in P9, no brain for Robin. And Nick might get the fastest lap on the final lap. I think he got the fast lap last week too. And yeah, 2/10 was the margin. And Nick to the line, he will get the fastest lap. Good on him. That's an extra little point for the Ipswichian. There's the podium celebrations. I haven't actually seen Sam get a podium in quite a while, actually, so there's something. There's your final results. JJ from Danny, Sam F1 Union, Chris P5 in his debut, still a great race from him from P11. Frankie P6, all 11 P16, great race. Red, Logan, Robin, Nico, makes up the top 10. Then Stelios, Woizo, Adam, Sam, Drifting, and Enric are our non-finishers. And here are the warnings. There we go. Right there, let's get this showroom up, and then let's get the interviews going. Now, who should we start with? I'll start with Sam, and I'll invite them all. Oh, I don't have anyone added in this account. Where is... Oh, there's JJ. Look at that. I'll invite him. Then go down search for the other ones. Samuel or Samuel? I say Samuel. Hello, JJ. Just get the other two in. To type Samuel directly all out on console is like hassle. Hopefully it included my audio, goddammit. Ah, hopefully it included my audio. I think it did that. There's... I'll get Danny an invite too. Hmm.
Killed me at time.
Was that lap one?
Yeah, lap one turn.
Yeah, I heard like
from.
I heard a massive bang behind me.
It was far. It was Emmerich.
Oh, great.
And after Saudi Arabia, being in Saudi Arabia, that bang would scare you.
Yeah, exactly. I was fearing for my life.
Yeah, it was Emmerich.
Danny as well.
Looks of it.
So I think everyone is in, so just make sure everyone got their audio included.
I do.
Oh.
Simon got... Jade, you got your audio included?
It's included.
There we go. We are good. Right then, starting out, Sam. I think first podium in quite a while.
I think it's because you
Probably.
just whenever you've commentated, I've never got a podium. That is the curse.
The truest.
That is the curse.
The biggest commentator's curse ever. That's finally been
ever
lifted.
since you commentated on a race, I've never got a podium. Every race last season you didn't commentate, I got a podium.
You're lucky I skipped a few.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I
finally
won Saudi last season.
get one.
It was to beat James on the
Did you?
line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was Frankie.
No,
Oh,
I won it.
wrong Ferrari.
Yeah.
Damn it. Well, anyway, as we were just mentioned earlier, is not the best start in the world. Just
No.
yeah. Kind of just explain how that just happened.
Well,
What was the mindset
I was
trying
a
to
bit
recover?
angry. I finished. That was actually fourth in quality and not third because Dan beat by 2,000. So I
Come
did
on.
mine on my first fucking run. Because on my last run,
There was a lot of really close gaps
I
too.
just messed up my last run. So I did one run and I got fourth. I mean, I don't know how that lap was fourth. I don't know how Jaden was in the 27s and that was fifth. That was the biggest shock for me. But
Hmm.
it is what it is. And then yeah, turn one. I think by the looks of it, Emmerich just gone down the inside of the Sauber, and it's just tagged me round, and I've gone from fourth to 15th in 10 seconds of the race. Then yeah, that was turn one.
Yeah, it's not the best start, obviously, but made it up, and then there was a lot of safety cars as well.
Yeah, I got quite lucky with the
A
last
lot
one.
of moments.
If the last one didn't
Yeah.
come out, I would have finished, I think, probably fifth, because Robin and Chris Mack and then Dan and James would have been in front because because they had the extra set of hards, whereas I picked medium tire allocation, which is stupid because the hards were so superior.
Hard OP.
Yeah, they really were. If I picked hards, maybe I could have challenged, but I think Dan and James were quicker than me anyway on that race. It's my first race back with my new wheel, and I was quite happy with my pace.
What wheel you got?
It's a wheel I've had for a year, but I sent it back I haven't used it since October, because I had to send it back to get fixed. So I've been using an old one. So
So that's why you've been so mid.
ah,
God,
thanks.
the equipment.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm happy with a podium. I mean, I finished fifth in the first race, fourth in the second, third in the third. So
P2 next week.
that's what is the track, and then I can decide if I'm
Qatar.
I'm okay.
And then Imola. Or no, it's
No, I'm
Japan
not winning.
after Qatar.
Oh, I'm not winning Japan. I'm not winning
Yeah.
Japan.
The form will die there.
Yeah, I'm not winning
Yeah.
Japan.
Going into it as well. It was like the last 8-ish laps or 7, where it was basically you, Danny, and Jay all just DRS training out there. How was it annoying that you just couldn't use the tyres at that time? 'Cause DRS
Yeah,
was just
Dan and I knew
that
Dan and
helpful.
James James was helping Dan. If James really wanted to, I think he could have pulled out. I think he did at one point, but it was smart from James and to pull the whole back and if that's what he did. I'm not 100% sure that's what he did, but it made sense if that's what he did do, just to make sure I definitely didn't overtake Dan. Although if I overtook Dan, I don't think I would have caught up to James, but I understand both sides of it. Yeah, I understand that at the time I didn't expect the mediums to die off as quick as they did, but I was pushing and I didn't have much battery. At the end, I had 2 warnings from about lap 10, so I was just trying to be careful not to get a warning in the last few laps. So I was just like, I'll let them battle. But
Oh,
yeah,
it gave very Singapore 2023 vibes in the end.
yeah,
That was definitely how it seemed.
yeah. They were quicker though.
Yeah.
Like that race, I think they were both quicker than me. So
Yeah.
I'm not too mad
Podium
with a
nonetheless,
P3. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd definitely be proud because I got taken out lap 1. I could barely even get P11. So definitely a better comeback drive.
Thank you.
And then yeah, just going back on Qatar next week. Not really confident there.
I'm usually okay at Qatar. Frankie's good. James is decent. I don't know how Dan is though. I can't remember what you did last season, Dan.
I didn't race last season.
That's why.
No info needed.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm hoping for another top 5 finish there. I should. I'm hoping.
Very consistent this season.
Good start.
Consistency
Yeah.
is the key.
Good start.
Yeah. That's pretty much all. I'll move over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for
P2.
dinner.
Oh, cheeky scran.
Lasagna.
Mm.
Love it.
Oh, favourite food that. You're a lucky
Alright.
man.
Well done, guys.
Enjoy
In a
your
bit.
lasagna.
In a bit.
Right then. Danny, first interview as well.
Come on.
2 interview curses lifted as well. But yeah, P2 almost got the win after quite a close fight at the end. Just 2 tenths off. But yeah, yeah, quite a lot in the way of that win as well. A lot of safety cars, a lot of
yeah.
different strategies. Just what was the strategy just going into that, and how much time did they have to change it by each caution that came out?
Well, it was medium hard to start with. I think basically that whole grid was on that.
Yeah,
And then
Um,
obviously the early
the two
safety
people at the
car.
back.
Yeah, but that's shit. Nah,
poor Frankie.
head on. Nah, I was just trying. Everyone was doing, and the fucking I don't even know who caused the first safety car.
It
But
was drifting, I think.
That's typical. My fucking teammate. Okay.
Yeah.
So he sort of fucked
The fat
that.
man.
So I was in like 7th after. I was really surprised that everyone didn't just pit. Like
Yeah.
I get Frankie not pitting. No, I don't know why everyone didn't just pit.
Hmm.
Robin Ray made it work, to be fair to him, but so from then I was like, I mean, we have to nurse the tires. It's sort of just like see what happens. Like if my tire wear's fucked, I'll just have to do 2 stops from or another stop from here. If not, I'll just try and nurse them to the end at a really slow pace, and just hope I hang on. And then there was a VSC, and I was like licking my lips. Like this is the perfect opportunity to pit. Like this is just. I could just go the rest of the race and be quicker than everyone. Oh, James pitted, but everyone else didn't pit. So I was surprised why people didn't pit, and then they just got blessed by a fucking safety car. And on fresh mediums. I don't know how they didn't get us, but yeah, that's the fucking strategy. The weird one.
I think you just about came out ahead of Robin after the virtual as well.
Yeah, that
Very,
was
very, very
retarded
close.
because
Almost.
I come out ahead of Robin, and then I've got like VSC ending, and I'm like 8 tenths off my fucking delta. So I'm like, well, what the fuck do I do? So I have to just slam on the brakes. I don't know what Robin did behind me, but yeah.
Was there any contact, or was
I
it
didn't
like,
feel
narrowly
anything.
avoided?
But with the
Didn't
F1
touch the
game,
booty.
no. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, then just that last lap little battle. Was the just the whole game plan just like say 5 laps, 3 laps, 2 laps, then just try and just save all the battery you could, then get it done in the final lap?
Yeah,
Or?
well, I didn't. I had a chance to get him like probably like once or twice while Sam was behind, but I just stuck it in none because I'm like, I didn't know how the mediums were gonna like be compared to the hards, and I was like, if they're just gonna be better the whole stint, I'm not gonna battle him until the last lap. It just makes like no sense in my head. So I was just sitting with, and then we dropped Samuel once, and he like got back in, and then he just fucking sold. I don't know. He just slowed. I don't know how the mediums dropped off that much compared to like 4 lap old hards, but apparently they did. So I was just like 100% for the last lap. Try and get him, but I honestly my ribs were just so fucked. I was like, I almost spun it like 2-3 times in the last lap. So the fact that I was that close, I was quite surprised. But yeah,
Very much pushing quite hard then. And then is it another? I think it was P2 round 1. I think it was.
yeah, it was
after
P2
the little
round
thing
one
with
after a few
Jaden.
podiums. Yeah,
Yeah, back into P2. So it's been P2.
yeah, it's
P5,
nice.
P2.
Yeah,
And second in the championship too. So I didn't actually
Yeah,
notice that when I was
solid.
looking at it.
just gotta keep racking up the points early on. You know, I always struggled with these like with the first half of the season, so I'm just not a fan of the tracks compared to like you get to like the second half from like Hungary onwards. I really like the tracks and I'm good at them, whereas these ones at the start I've never been typically great at. So podiums is as much as like James Adamini won. I'm not at this stage. I'm not really too fussed to be honest.
Yeah, there's
So-
still like 18 races left.
Yeah.
17 after this actually. Yeah, but even then I think second in constructors too. So it's basically just Red Bull versus
One man
Williams
team.
in
Yeah, this
both
is cold.
ways.
Come on.
Yeah, drifting, getting a solid 1 point for Red Bull in that tally.
Yeah, come on.
And then Williams is all just James is even.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing as Qatar. Any high hopes or?
I mean,
Is
I haven't
it the
done a
same as
league
Sam,
race
just
there
hope for the
in
best?
fucking ages. Not on this game, anyway. So I haven't done a league race there on this game. So I have absolutely no idea. I mean,
Tell you where's poop.
if people are quick in quality, I'm probably going to struggle because I'm not that good in quality. Whereas in the race, I'm always like one of the quickest. I think it sort of depends on where I qualify, and if my qualifying pace is shit, I'll be shit because that track is just shit for racing. It's one of the worst tracks on the game for racing.
Should stay
So
in motorbikes.
yeah, just get rid of the old track, shit track.
Well, happy to finally get an interview with Danny.
Hmm.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And yeah, now I'll move on to a man who, for some reason, addicted to just winning, which is just a pain to interview. No new winners in a while. Well, when I get to stream, of course. But JJ winning again.
Yep.
And yeah, pretty. I wouldn't say it's a very commanding race. There's a lot going on in that entire thing. But we were like Robin and Sam at the very end. Like, how confident would you say you were, like, competing for the win there? Do you think like a lot of times it was more in hands of other people? Do you think like everything was always just not in your control, but at least like you had a say in everything happening around you?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately at a track like Saudi, there's bound to be safety cars, VSEs. So all you can really do in a race like that is just drive your own race and adapt to what happens. So, I mean, luckily this week, they didn't really go against me too much, the safety cars or VSEs. So obviously last season at Saudi, I got pretty badly fucked over. So didn't really affect my race too much, like either way. Obviously, when the first one came out, some people stayed out. I had to like get through the pack a little bit, but I had better tires and better pace, so it wasn't too bad to be honest. And yeah, it was as I said, it's just about adapting, making the right decisions, which I think both me and Dan did the whole race. So and just sort of driving as best I can. So yeah, it wasn't like the decisions weren't difficult for me, so it wasn't too hard like in terms of management, but um yeah, no, it didn't really pay too much bigger part into my race, to be honest. It would have went either way, the same.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, basically kind of got every single bit to point out there. I can't really think of any questions, but yeah, just then again, it's at the end. Do you like what was the main strat like for you as well? Just keeping Danny there, or was it like you just couldn't pull away and it was just letting it all happen as well, and just kind of just keeping Sam behind was the main goal?
Um, to be honest, like there was only one part of the race where I actually tried to get Dan out, and that was on the last safety car restart. I thought potentially if I got him out there, which I did briefly, but he got back in. If I got him out there, obviously he might get, well, it's likely he'll get got by Sam. He's on obviously a lot better tyres at that point in the race. So, and then I don't think Sam would overtake me. So then Dan's kind of stuck behind Sam. So that was kind of my rationale. But I mean, Dan had good pace, so he got back in the following lap. So after that happened, it was just literally about not making any mistakes. Like, to be honest, that's probably one of the most like intense races I've done, in just in terms because Saudi's
Hmm.
so flat out. Like,
Yeah.
it's just you don't really have time to breathe, and like battery management's a
Yeah,
big thing. So like you're just constantly, your brain's constantly thinking and like just focusing, like being as quick as possible, but like obviously not making any mistakes and having enough
yeah,
battery for the second half of the lap. So yeah, once obviously I couldn't get down out, it was just focus on just driving perfectly, having sort of enough battery for the, because there's so many DRS straights. Obviously, I think it's quite a good track because obviously the first bit is quite hard to follow. I wasn't really following that race, but it's quite hard to follow
Hmm.
behind. But obviously on the second half, you've got a lot of DRS, so it's quite a good balance, I think.
basically like 3 whole straights of just DRS
Yeah,
all in a row.
exactly. So that's why I've got to make sure, like, sector one, I've
Hmm.
got at least like a 5 or 6 tenth gap every time. So
Yeah.
that means it's gonna.
Same with just like set up the car as well. Like some people choose to have higher wings to look after sector one, then some people like drop their wings really low to help their final 2 sectors. So yeah,
Yeah,
like there's a lot of planning that goes into this race.
yeah, I think it was quite, to be honest, the setup I think was quite straightforward. It was just nothing on the rear wing for the straights, and then obviously having good front wing for the sector one to, so the setup wasn't sort of too, maybe I don't know if other people did other things, but for me it was quite straightforward. I didn't really think of doing much else with the setup. But yeah, it was Dan gave me a good race and a good finish as well because I had to be properly on my toes for the end of that. So I honestly didn't think I'd keep him behind the whole race. I just thought there'd be one lap where he'll sort of get close enough out of sector one to sort of get a move done maybe on the last straight, or I wasn't too great in that last corner, to be honest. So I thought he was constantly like between 4 and 5 attempts behind me on the last straight. So I thought he might try one into turn one. But yeah, I'm quite happy to win that, to be honest, because it was fucking tough.
He had more ERS at the end as well. I think he was like, I would say 20% more. Well, not 20% more, but it's like 20% to however much you had. So it was. I thought there was going to be a drag race line, but nonetheless, still a great race from both of them. Like, pushed each other to the limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, just same thing as the other two. Just Qatar. What's the thought? Is it same thought as Danny, or as high? Enjoy it as much as Frankie. What's the what on the scale?
It's not, to be honest, it's not one of my greatest tracks. I don't really enjoy it too much. I enjoy qualifying around it. I think it's quite a good track to like sort of drive in anger, but in the race, I just don't really enjoy it, and it's not one of my better tracks. So I'd say Saudi's one of my better tracks, but Qatar is not one of my good ones. So I think I'll qualify high, but in the race, I mean, today I thought obviously Dan would be the first one to admit his qualifying is not normally the greatest. So the fact he was in P3, I knew it'd probably be between me and Dan because Robin Brain's rapid around the lap, but his race pace and race craft potentially maybe isn't up to the same as his quali. So
One lap merchant. Yeah.
maybe he's still quick in the race, but like I knew Dan would potentially be my biggest threat there, especially whenever he qualifies high. It's sort of know it's going to be like he'll have good race pace. So I guess it'd be similar at Qatar. Like if I qualify well and I see sort of Dan near me, or Frankie's normally really good at Qatar, but obviously he's no line now, so I don't know how sort of consistent. I don't know how sort of consistent or how good he'll be, but yeah, it's just I mean, as I said, I think I'll qualify well, but the race could. I don't think it'll be. I think the first three races of the season, I think I've definitely sort of maybe been doing the quickest in potentially the races. Like Australia, I think I should have won. I got sort of fucked up by my teammate and double stacking.
And the final corner.
Yeah, but
We
like,
ain't in that slide.
I guess I was already behind by that point. But I led like the whole race, and then obviously Bahrain, I think I was the quickest, and Saudi. It was really close between me and Dan, but I think potentially I had an edge just to get it over the line. So, but Qatar, I don't think I will be in the race, so could be a bit interesting. But I'm quite happy with the lead I've got in the championship now, so I can sort of afford to have maybe not the greatest race in Qatar.
And one more teeny question before I'll end the stream. After I think it was the second safety car when you and Danny all pit, how happy were you that you didn't come out just ahead of Red Fire Tiger?
Yeah, I mean, you never want to be too close to Red Fire Tiger on the track, especially when the walls are close. So, yeah, it's always nice to have a bit of distance. Although, to be fair, recently I haven't had anything to complain about with Fire, which is a rarity. It's probably
So he's been too far at the back all the time.
well, I don't know. I've been close to him a couple, and I have to overtake him today. Or he went wide in sector one actually. But even so, like I haven't. To be fair to Fire, he's been good to me anyway recently. So long may that continue. But yeah, I'm always glad to be far away from him on the track.
Keep thinking of that Spain interview and how different it changes.
Yeah, well, as long as he behaves, then I don't have any bad words.
He'll be on his best behaviour, hopefully.
Hope so.
Yeah, but that was the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix round 3, and quite a good race. A very almost like